as we roll. I'm excited. How's Sugar Busters going? One.
Really well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm shocked about how much sugar I drink and eat and slightly embarrassed and concerned about my well-being. So we have Vanessa Carter with us this morning from Primary Care Partners. She's a dietitian and a nutritional expert. See, I butchered it even though I diabetes educator as well. Awesome. And Vanessa's going to talk to us this morning or this afternoon about sugar and where it's hidden in all the things that we're probably consuming or hopefully not right now while we're sugar busting. Laura is going to videotape the presentation so that it'll be available to folks who cannot join us in person today, right now, or in this afternoon at 3:15. I'm going to sit and enjoy, and then I'm going to probably head out early this morning, but I'll be back this afternoon so I get to hear it. Okay, sounds good. So I'm going to turn it over to Vanessa.
Okay, well, thank you. If I don't talk loud enough, just let me know. I'll try to speak up. Thank you for having me. So, we are going to be discussing sugar. Hopefully, you will take home the message of, well, learn that we just consume way too much sugar as Americans, and how do you know how much sugar you're actually eating? I'm hoping that you will be surprised by that. So, what is sugar? Short little chemistry lesson. Basically, carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen bonded together. And to make sucrose, which is your white table sugar, it's 50% glucose and 50% fructose. So two different simple sugars bound together. It is a carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is an essential nutrient, so we do need carbohydrates for brain function, but it's our body's main source of fuel. And sugar's found naturally in most plants, but it's in higher quantities in sugarcane and sugar beets. And are there other terms for sugar? Now there's going to be a test at the end on what sugar is. But so when you look at a nutrition label, sugar can be listed 10 different times on there. So, and they're, I don't know if it's intentional, but they are kind of sneaky in putting the sugar on the nutrition label because it's not something that you would recognize. It's not always listed as sugar. It could be any one of these terms, and they all mean sugar. And sugar has 4 calories per gram. So how much should you have per day? So this is the recommendation. For men, it's not fair, but they have a higher metabolic rate, so they can take in a little bit more, and typically they're larger than women, so they can have 150 calories from sugar, which equates to 9 teaspoons. Women can have about 100 calories from sugar per day, and that equates to 6 teaspoons. And these are added sugars. These are what we're putting into food. I like this picture. It's from the New York City Health Bulletin. I don't know if you guys are following kind of what New York's trying to do with banning the mega super duper gulps, the big sodas. I think it's greater than 16 ounces they want to ban, and I haven't followed as to where it's at, if it's going to pass or not. But so this is the cool picture I thought you're pouring, and that's what fat looks like. So yeah. Anyway, okay, so what's going on in our culture? So if we look back to the 1950s, we were consuming on average about a 7-ounce soda, okay? And then our hamburgers were about 3.9 ounces, and our french fries were 2.4 ounces. So now jump forward to where we are here, our sodas, 42 ounces, hamburgers, 12 ounces, and french fries, 6.7 ounces. And I like the depiction of this little family down here in the 1950s, and then this is what we look like now. So, very accurate. That's what's happening. Our portion sizes have just gotten out of control. So, how much sugar do we really get? So, remember, women 6 teaspoons, right? And men should have 9 teaspoons. We're actually getting an average of about 26 teaspoons of sugar a day. 50 gallons of soda and other sweetened beverages a year. And that adds up to about 250 to 300 more calories than we consumed 30 years ago. So pretty significant. And this is an interesting statistic. So a child's risk for obesity increases by 60% for every soda that they drink. So if a child's drinking 1 soda per day, it's 60%, and then it increases after that if they're drinking more than that. So big link there between sweetened beverages and obesity in children. And liquid calories are not well compensated for. If you eat 400 to 500 calories of solid food, so sandwich, chips, whatever, it's 400 to 500 calories, it decreases your appetite and it ends up making you not as hungry later, and you compensate by not eating as much. So there's an appetite reduction there with solid food. Liquid calories, you can drink as much as you want and your appetite stays the same. So there's no compensation, there's no reduction in appetite. So what happens is you're getting all these calories in the liquid form and eating just as much as you normally would if you had not drank that. And that goes for coffee drinks, sports drinks, energy drinks, milkshakes, soda. So it's not just soda. There are so many sweetened beverages out there that we're getting tons of calories from. Okay, so what's the big deal? Why is eating too much sugar a problem? Well, we know that eating or consuming excess sugar leads to obesity, and that's because of the extra calories. An extra 500 calories a day adds up to being about a pound of fat per week. So if you're drinking 2 sodas, that would be a pound per week of weight gain. So excess sugar leads to obesity because we're just getting excess calories. And then type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease. Now dyslipidemia, what that is it's an increase in triglycerides, which are a blood fat, and a decrease in our good cholesterol, and that's the HDL. So taking in too much sugar, you have these really high triglycerides and this really low good cholesterol that's really protective, and that really increases your risk for heart disease. And then cancer. Your risk for cancer is increased with excessive sugar intake, and obesity alone, I mean, that increases your risks for certain types of cancers. Okay, so here we have a 20-ounce bottle of Coca-Cola. And not to target just Coca-Cola, so, but soda. How much sugar is in this bottle? So the nutrition label. This one I'm actually impressed with because it actually lists the serving size as 1 bottle. Usually though, you see this. You see that the serving size, you look at the top, is 8 ounces. The servings per container is 2.5. Calories 90, and you go all the way down, and sugars are 26 grams. Per serving. And I'll tell you how many patients I see, and I will ask them, okay, how many calories are in this bottle of soda? And they'll say 90. How much sugar? 26 grams. Okay. So the nutrition facts label really, in my opinion, is not designed very well because your eyes are drawn to the bold, right? You don't often look up at the tiny letters at the top to actually look at that serving size. I've seen individual packaged muffins that have 3 servings in them. And I don't know a single person who is going to share that with 2 other people, right? And who shares this with 2.5 other people. So anyway, so you have to do the math. So you have to multiply 26 grams times 2.5 servings, and that equals 65 grams of sugar in this bottle, okay? So how many teaspoons is 65 grams? That's what I want to teach you today, because we don't think in grams. What does 65 grams mean? It's just, we just don't think that way. And so I want you to be able to translate grams of sugar into actual teaspoons so you can have a visual. You can actually see how much sugar you're getting. So to translate, or figure out how many teaspoons, you divide by 4. So you take the 65 grams, divide it by 4, and here we have 16.25 teaspoons of sugar in here. And we are going to practice with counting teaspoons of sugar. I've got sugar cubes. A sugar cube is a teaspoon of sugar. And I'm going to give you, I was hoping I'd get about 20 in here, so you might have 2 products I want you to count. But I want you to figure out how many teaspoons of sugar are in these products, and we're going to put them into little Ziploc bags, and then we're going to share what we found, okay? Okay, so before I hand these out, I want to take a vote. We have 5 different kinds of cereal here. Honey Nut Cheerios, Lucky Charms, Fruit Loops, Frosted Flakes, and Raisin Bran Crunch. Just raise your hands. How many think, or which one has the most sugar? So how many think Honey Nut Cheerios has the most sugar? Lucky Charms? Fruit Loops?
I want to choose Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms? Okay. Lucky Charms? Frosted Flakes. How many say Frosted Flakes? Probably the majority. It's interesting because when I asked the checker at the grocery store, she said Frosted Flakes too. It's actually Raisin Bran Crunch. Yep, that's good. Yep, Raisin Bran Crunch has the most sugar. And then, how about these two? Lemon tea. Which one?
Lemon tea.
Lemon tea has the most sugar. Okay, so let's play a little bit with sugar. So, what I'll do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, I'm going to give you a couple products to do so we've got time. Okay, so Cheerios and a Red Bull. Lucky Charms and a Nutri-Grain. And I have a cheat sheet to do the math for you, so you don't have to think too hard this afternoon. Fruit Loops and a yogurt.
I have to step out in 3 minutes, so.
I'll move on. Okay. Frosted Flakes and some Pepsi. And for those that start here, I will.
If you bring it up, I'll have to hear it.
While you're doing your math cheat sheet, make sure you get signed in. You get signed in for the
No, well, I'm coming back, I just have to, I'm meeting Kathy's story.
Okay, I'll get you signed in this afternoon.
Okay, so each baggie has 10 sugar cubes. If you need more, raise your hand and I'll come give you some more, okay? Actually, I'm gonna give you 2 per product. And just so you know, I am going to drink the whole can, okay? So calculate how much sugar is going to be in the whole. And then I also eat an entire pint of ice cream, okay? So add that up.
Why are they in that size?
We'll do Ben and Jerry's and, well, let's do that. Ben and Jerry's and,
Do you want us to round up or down for half?
okay, so if it's a half or 0.75 up, if it's 0.25 down. All right, and also the Pop-Tarts. The Pop-Tarts come in a package of 2, right? So I'm gonna eat 2. So you can go here.
Can I eat the whole box?
What was that?
Can I eat the whole box?
No. Well, I mean, I guess I could eat the whole box, but I'd have to be pretty hungry for that.
I find sugar instead of sugar in Pop-Tarts. There's natural sugar, so.
Laura, do we have some pens?
Yeah, I wouldn't count.
Okay.
I guess I need some.
Well, look at all the vitamins.
Yep.
D, B, C.
Because they have, they're fortified. They're having.
There's more vitamins in this, isn't it? Well, I don't focus on the
Oh, sorry, no, reach right across you.
On the stash right there.
The first ingredient in here.
Okay, so who's left?
Whited sugar.
Need sugar.
Okay, so,
Are we done with that one?
so I had,
And modified
Three.
cornstarch.
so times 4, so.
Here we got sugar,
So,
partially.
Do you want to be able to figure that out if I was?
23.
Natural eight in this.
We're gonna get my tea.
Eight, oh, there's just one serving.
Red number 42. I didn't get this.
oh, I
Do you have my
have
sugar
some
cubes?
more.
You were even there, I'll grab you. Sorry.
Oh, yogurt.
I need, I guess, more for the.
More sugar?
For the ice
Yeah.
cream.
Really? You need more for Ben and Jerry's?
I know.
Two.
Left over. Oh, no, maybe I don't.
Let's see, so we got the
So,
Pepsi.
no, I think I'm fine.
I just have a hard time.
So, I do this one too.
I need more sugar.
You do? Okay.
Oh, wait, never mind. One more
Hot.
side.
That's like a 4-biter.
Oh, there's one left right there. It says grain. Nutrigrain.
Oh, so the last one is Nutella. Who wants Nutella? Does anybody need
I
Nutella?
always get the raisin bread.
That surprised me. I thought it would be frosted flakes for sure.
There are, in one, I'm gonna give you Nutella. And that's a serving. I think that's a real take right now.
Just the right amount.
I think it's.
And this one's fit. And I used to eat more brand as that.
Actually just plain yogurt, nothing.
No flavoring. Is
It's
that where the
always-
sugar comes from in yogurt?
Yeah.
Is it because of the milk or is it all?
Some of it is from milk. If most of it's added.
Whole milk has 1 gram less than 1%.
Okay, you were.
Yeah. Everything that in my life that I eat, I'm going to
Oh, you should put them in bags.
So I don't like those.
A lot of fish is very much.
Yeah. It makes it naturally occurring sugar at that. The problem with the labels is that they don't differentiate.
Between the natural sugars,
Right.
like sugar and milk, sugar and raisins.
But that's
Oh
pretty
my gosh,
much
Jen.
Yes.
How much is that?
A pint?
23.
Who needs a pint?
Oh, I guess I'm not gonna.
So it says 4 servings.
This one serving.
All right.
Really, four with a pint? Yeah, that's supposed to be-
Except Holly.
It's the red velvet.
The major red flag on this one. The very first ingredient is sugar.
Wow.
Okay, we're in. How are we doing? Done. Done? Everybody done? Done? Okay. So, we're gonna share, we've got my official form. Okay, so who has Lucky Charms? Lucky Charms. So how many teaspoons of sugar, and will you hold up your baggie with the sugar in it?
Oh,
5 teaspoons.
For the whole thing.
For the whole thing, but remember, how much should we have in a day?
6.
So it's still, it's not super high like some of these drinks are gonna be, but it's still almost our entire day's worth if you're female. If you look at kids, need even less.
Yeah, how much is regular Cheerios? Like, we don't have regular Cheerios.
Regular Cheers, I think you're right, it's 1. Yeah.
And like if we cut Captain Crunchy, it'd be more than just the serving.
Yeah. How about Frosted Flakes? Who had Frosted Flakes?
How many?
There's, 6.
6 process, right? So more than a Lucky Charms.
To be fair, some of the sugar washes off.
But would you need to try to last the milk? Order of least to most.
We could do that, yes. Yeah, that would be a good idea, of least to most, to put them in order at the end. Be good. Honey Nut Cheerios. Okay, 4. So that one's lower, right? Okay, where's Raisin Bran Crunch? We got Raisin Bran Crunch. How much did you get?
So the crunch was 7.5.
7.5. So yeah, quite a bit more. A lot. So that exceeds a female's sugar intake for the day. How about Fruit Loops? 5 in Fruit Loops. Okay. So anything surprising about that? Just raise me up.
And that doesn't include the sugar and the raisins, right?
It does,
Oh,
and that's
that's
where it's
why.
gonna be higher, but it's still pretty highly sweetened. The problem with the nutrition labels are that they do not differentiate between added sugars and naturally occurring sugars. And we're really focusing on added sugars because if you try to eliminate all sugars from your diet, you'd be eliminating dairy and fruit, which you don't want to do. Those are naturally occurring sugars.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Would honey be considered an added or a natural?
Added.
Which one would?
It
Honey.
would be added. It is a natural, but sugar is natural, right? I mean, we get it from sugar cane and sugar beet, so it's natural. But you add honey and it's same calories per gram as any of the other sugars. How about the yolk plate thick? Oh, you had a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about instant oatmeal, how bad is that?
Bad.
It is about 12 grams of sugar, so 3 teaspoons per packet if it's a sweetened cereal. Now, you can do, this is what I would recommend, is getting just plain oatmeal, and before you microwave it, put raisins in there, because if you heat it up with the raisins, it sweetens it far less than cinnamon. Yep. You could use a little bit of stevia, something just to sweeten it a little bit, much better than the sugar that they put in there.
I haven't had instant oatmeal in like 3 weeks now.
Yeah. You guys are doing great.
Or any of this
You have a
stuff here.
question?
Yeah, we're always saying like it doesn't, like the natural, like fruit doesn't count. But I mean, does it count if you ate fruit 3 or 4 times a day?
If you eat a lot of fruit, then yeah, you'll be getting extra calories from that, and you'll be getting a lot of sugar from that. For patients with diabetes, I tell them to, eat 5 servings of fruits and vegetables per day, but, servings a half a cup, and just spread that out throughout the day. But you don't want to eat a whole bunch of grapes or half a watermelon, because those are going to be calories, just as anything else, yeah. So it's all about moderation. All right, how about yogurt? Yoplait thick and creamy yogurt. Thick and creamy.
It was just vanilla, so you would think,
Just vanilla, thick and
but
creamy
it was,
yogurt.
it was 7.
7 teaspoons in that yogurt. So again, exceeding a female's, almost to a male's daily intake. And Arizona lemon tea.
I overestimated initially. I thought I needed like 36 bags of sugar. It turns out I did not. Only 18 sugar.
18 teaspoons.
Only. So this is 3 serving sizes is what I also wanted to point out. Not 2 or 2.5, 3.
Yep. 72 grams of sugar and 18 teaspoons of sugar. And you would not believe, again, I have a lot of patients who just, soda's horrible, but I drink iced tea. Is it sweetened? I think so.
Well, the reason seeding this is 100% all natural.
Oh yeah,
No
read
dairy,
it, exactly.
No artificial color, no artificial flavor.
Super healthy for you, right?
Just sugar.
Advertising does a good job.
They do good.
Do you have handouts of this graph thing here?
These calculations?
Yeah.
I don't, I'd be easy to get you the PowerPoint. Yeah.
That would be the way cool.
Yep. Red Bull, eat a little pick-me-up.
Yeah.
You had Red Bull?
Oh, that's good.
How much is in Red Bull? 7 teaspoons in a Red Bull. So
For
the
this
burst in
one,
energy is going to be short-lived. You're going to get the caffeine in it, but you're going to have a sugar spike and then have to crash because you're getting quite a bit of sugar in the Red Bull. All right, how about Capri Sun? Great drink for kids, right?
The mammoth Capri
Yeah, Capri Sun.
The mammoth.
Everything's getting bigger, right?
You have 8.
8. Yes, and again, parents think that's 100% juice.
Just corn syrup.
Yep. It's sugar water with a little splash of fruit juice in it. Pepsi.
Right here, and this is 2.5 servings, and it's 18.
Oh,
Good job.
Oh my god.
18 teaspoons of sugar in a bottle of Pepsi. And what I also learned is that Pepsi has 1 extra teaspoon of sugar versus Coke. Not that Pepsi's better or
You
Coke's
can taste-
better.
I think you taste it.
You do? Do you taste, does it taste sweeter?
Pepsi's
Yeah, I thought they were just about the same, but no, Pepsi
what
has
is
1
that
extra
thing
teaspoon.
about the sugar, was it Pepsi or, yeah, from Mexico is,
It's cane sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup.
yeah, and everybody's going, oh, it's okay. 'cause
So,
it's not good.
this
I'm
is my
like,
opinion,
no, it's-
okay, disclaimer.
Yeah.
So soda is really bad for you, that's with high fructose corn syrup. Soda with cane sugar is bad for you. So it might be just a little bit better just because it doesn't have a little bit higher amount of fructose. Because when you look at cane sugar in the first bite, it's 50% fructose and 50% glucose, so half and half. High fructose corn syrup is 55% fructose and 45% glucose. So it's different, but it's not that different, and the calories are the same. So either one, I definitely would not be saying that drinking natural cane sugar sweetened soda is better, or
That's like
okay.
That
You have to look
commercial,
at it,
there's no difference.
Right.
They show cornfield, there's no difference.
Right.
That's right, there's not
That's
that much
the
difference.
high
but
fructose
both
corn
of them
syrup
are
board.
good for you, but there's
Then,
not a
yeah.
difference.
Yep, right. Good, yeah.
How about sweeteners?
Artificial sweeteners. Okay, so my opinion, water is best. And again, that's another thing we just have for some reason just developed this taste that we have to have everything sugar sweetened or somewhat sweetened. And so again, with patients, I try to talk them into drinking water. It's what every single cell in our body needs. But I always get the, well, it doesn't taste good. I don't like how water tastes. And then they want to put in the little packets that artificially sweeten it to get the hydration. So it is better than drinking sugar sweetened drinks, but not as good as drinking just good old fashioned plain water. If you're going to use artificial sweeteners, in my opinion, the better ones are Stevia and Splenda. The other guys, not big fans of.
You know what I did, I don't want to interrupt your presentation, but I called spa water, and you put a big gallon of water in the refrigerator with some strawberries, cucumbers, and lemons,
Yep,
just a
that's-
few in there, and it just tastes awesome.
Yep.
It's refreshing and it's good.
So you're naturally flavoring it with fruit.
Yeah, you don't like regular water.
Right, and a lot of people don't.
It's very, very good.
But yeah, good point, and you're not interrupting, I want this to be more of an informal dialogue. How about vitamin water? That's healthy, right?
It said vitamin.
It has vitamins.
32 grams of sugar.
You're up. Vitamin
Oh,
water.
I'm sorry,
It's
vitamin
okay.
water is, 8.
8.
I
8
didn't have
teaspoons of
that.
vitamin water. And that's another one of those drinks that I often see, switching from soda to
Yeah.
vitamin water. It's sugar sweetened water, and if you read the ingredients, can you read the ingredients for me? I think it's water, sugar,
Without
sugar,
my
sugar.
glasses, let's see.
Oh, sorry.
No, I can't, they're too small.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay. I think it's water and then sugar listed 3 times, either 2 or 3 times. So it's just sugar.
They have,
I used to
one
like
of the,
0 calories. It'll be okay. It's okay, but again, water.
I do like the
Zero.
12.
They have a 0, like,
So the crystal one.
that's.
Okay, they're okay.
It's sugar free.
It is sugar-free, but it's artificially sweetened.
The first, second 2 ingredients are sugar.
So, I mean, it's okay. I mean, that's definitely better than drinking soda. It's definitely better than drinking all this other stuff. But what I would do is if you want to have a little bit of flavoring, I would just highly dilute it. So if it calls for 1 packet for 16 ounces, use 1 packet for 32 ounces. Just kind of spread it out a little bit more so you're not using as much.
I was I guess, a sugarholic, I guess, but it shocked my system when I stopped taking sugar. I mean, I felt so exhausted for a while, and then all of a sudden it leveled out. But I mean, now I'm a cold turkey, okay? But I haven't been craving it, but on the other hand, it's like everything has it.
Right.
Everything in my cupboard, I'm like, oh, enjoy it, kids. I want to have it.
So have you lost any weight?
Yes, I've lost 20 pounds.
20 pounds? Oh my gosh, so you must have been taking in a lot of sugar.
Well, I stopped drinking soda prior to that, and so that's what, just like those things are bad.
Good job, that's
But-
great.
I don't know, on the Hilltop website, or what that one, they have several videos. That one video, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours long, but the doctor goes into how sugar affects the dopamine in your brain, like an addiction.
Yeah,
Just
feel
like alcohol does and whatever, that dopamine, in fact, that pleasure, and that's kind of, he said it used to
It
be
feels
sugar.
good, yep, it's kind of, I mean, it tastes good, we're designed to like sugar, because that means, I mean, we're seeking out energy, and that's what our body needs. It's just that we don't need as much energy as we're seeking out. Okay, now this one is my favorite, Nutella. My own mother thinks that Nutella is great for kids. I have 2 young kids, and every time they go over there, they get so excited because my mom gives them Nutella and crackers. And I keep telling her, Nutella is cake frosting. You think of Nutella as cake frosting because and whoever has Nutella, read what's on there. It says, made with 50 hazelnuts per jar. And
Contains no artificial colors, contains no artificial preservatives.
right, super healthy, right? And I think there's something
Made
about
with skim milk.
made with skim milk and cocoa, and something about being a balanced breakfast.
Yeah, it does. An example of a tasty yet balanced breakfast.
There you go.
Yes, because it's got milk and chocolate. Hello.
Skim milk, orange juice, and Nutella on whole wheat bread.
Perfectly healthy breakfast,
Oh my
right?
god.
And I've seen the commercials for it, and I just like, every time I see it, it's like, it's not peanut butter, okay? It's not peanut butter.
It's
So-
really good with peanut butter.
It's cake frosting.
That's a whole world of chocolate.
Right, kids love it. But what's the first ingredient in Nutella?
Sugar.
Sugar. How about the second one?
Palm oil.
And what's palm oil? It's a saturated fat. It's a bad fat. It raises cholesterol. And then we get to what, cocoa?
No, hazelnuts.
Hazelnuts are third. Okay, and you know how our ingredients are listed, right? Based on weight. So the heaviest, most prominent ingredient will be listed first. So that is sugar. So in the 2 tablespoons, which I precisely measured out for you, so you can see what 2 tablespoons look like. How many teaspoons of sugar in that 2 tablespoons?
It was 5.
5 teaspoons of sugar in a little 2 tablespoon serving. And so I was looking at that yesterday, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's 10 servings in there, right?
Yes.
There's 10 servings. And if there's 5 teaspoons per serving, there's 50 teaspoons in the jar. And so there's 1 teaspoon of sugar for every 1 hazelnut. Right?
Oh, wow.
So anyway, I can't convince my parents to stop buying it because they just don't take my nutrition advice. But anyway, it's something to be used as moderation. And I just tell patients you can have some, but think of it as cake frosting. So it's something that you use just in moderation, just as you would with like cake frosting. So okay, Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts.
Another breakfast of champions.
There's 38 grams of Pop-Tarts in one of the packages, which is 9.5 teaspoons
Good job.
of sugar.
Yep, almost 10
This is
teaspoons
more
of
than
sugar.
any of our species should eat in a day.
There you go, good job, good job. Okay, here's another one of my favorites, Ben and Jerry's. I think
It's 4 servings per container.
4 servings.
And so there's 23 sugars times 4 divided by 4, so it's 23.
23 teaspoons of sugar in that. And over 1,000 calories. And that one's red velvet cake.
Yeah.
And I tried it and it wasn't that good. I'm kidding, it was fabulous, it was really good, but just anyway, in moderation. Little tiny amount.
They have sugar-free ice cream on TV, I saw it.
Yeah, sugar-free ice cream, but there'll still be carbs in it because they're still naturally occurring, but it's again, it's artificially sweetened. So it's okay, but what can happen with sugar-free, low-fat, light products is something happens in our brain that we think, must be healthy, I think I can eat the whole box, right? And it's definitely not calorie-free. And a lot of times if you compare the sugar-free product with the regular product, the calories are almost similar. So just be aware that a lot of times when they decrease fat, they add more carbs in it or vice versa. So just be a good food detective and read that label, because sugar-free doesn't always mean a better choice. Special K protein bar. Here's another one. Special K, healthy. I'm gonna lose weight if I eat anything Special K. Right? Their commercials are replace 2 meals a day with a Special K. Like one, I think cereal, one with a protein bar. But who has Special K protein bar?
I do.
Okay. 4 teaspoons. Which is, you know, and if you squeeze it, I mean, it's really not that big of a bar to have 4 teaspoons of sugar packed in there. So that's another thing. We think protein bar, mostly protein. But it has quite a bit of sugar in it. All right, Skittles. We pretty much know Skittles have sugar, right? but they're just so pretty and shiny and colorful.
There's no chocolate in them, so that
There's-
can't be bad for you.
There we go, right, it's just sugar.
And
It's
then
gonna rot my teeth.
I'm way upside down.
Skittles. Okay, so how many grams, or how many teaspoons, if you want to list teaspoons?
11.
11 in that little tiny
Oh,
packet.
yeah.
And the whole thing should be eaten as one serving size.
1 serving size, yep, 11 teaspoons. So far surpasses both male and female's recommended intake of added sugars. Okay, Nutri-Grain bar. This one doesn't, you've got how many teaspoons?
3 teaspoons.
3 teaspoons,
12
and
grams.
it's a pretty small bar. But if you read the ingredients, I think sugar's listed 6 times. And the filling, if you can find the filling, it's sugar, and then I think a blueberry puree, like a small amount. So it's sugar. Snickers satisfies. Where's Snickers?
Snickers. It's 1 serving, and it is 7, oh, 8, I did 8 in there, 7.
Good job. So 8 and Snickers.
So you
So
could have
8,
1.
how many were in Skittles? So see, eat a Snickers.
There we go.
The commercials tell you.
And there's nuts in there, right? So that makes it healthy.
Right.
Okay, the last 3 are the yogurt. So Yoplait Simplate, I don't know if I'm saying that right. That one is the all natural ingredients, just I think 6 ingredients in it.
6 simple ingredients, 6 simple sugar.
6 teaspoons of sugar. Right, how about Yoplait Original?
This one has 7.
7. And how about lactose free?
Oh, that's me, 6.5.
6.5. So that's a lot of sugar in that little, I think, what, 6 ounce?
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
ounce serving of